Wow. How are you coping in this current economic situation as an entrepreneur? Wow, it's tough because a couple of years ago, drilling a borehole was 7,000. Now it's 19,000.
Wow.
Yes. The youth is our future. We don't want to mess up. We want to train, we want to educate our kids that the future is too bright. Let's not look at what is happening now. Hello there, welcome dear viewers to The Entrepreneur. Thank you for always sticking and staying with us. This is the Christmas edition of the show, and this is the show that tells you the inspiring stories of entrepreneurs to guide your own entrepreneurial journey and to inspire you with that dream that you have to pursue something. This is Esther Edichimoa, your host. This show is proudly brought to us by Alpha Park Natural Mineral Water, Sanji Global, Joyce Love Waste and Beauty Avenue, and Grandeur Couture. Today, we are going to be sharing a very wonderful story, a story of a resilient entrepreneur, a woman who is making waves in the entrepreneurial landscape. But I'm going to tell you more about her right after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Stay with me.
Everyone has the opportunity to dream. Everyone has the opportunity to be great. Greatness is not just for a select few. It's for anyone who is ready. Fight for it. Break the limits. Become more. It's the little things that count. The very things we choose. Alpha Pack goes through rigorous laboratory testing to ensure that every drop maintains the required minerals. Choose refreshing. Choose Alpha Pack. Alpha Pack Natural Mineral Water. Refreshing. This advert is FDA approved.
Get inspired daily as Lady Counselor Mercy Ajimai takes us through life-changing quotes from God's servant, Pastor Ajimai Elvis. This would set your life on course every day.
The question is, will you as a husband beat yourself? Will you abuse yourself? Will you hurt yourself? Why will you do that to your wife? You can be in a relationship and you will still feel lonely. This can cause you to have many best friends, many besties around you, thinking they can be the answer to your loneliness. What you fear will rule over you and probably destroy you, even if God has said otherwise. In fact, the person who will annoy you the most is the one you love. Those that wish you dead, destroyed, unemployed, bitter, abnormal, poor, unmarried, they will see you better, blessed, and flourishing in Jesus' name.
Experience the Word of God concerning your marriage, destiny, and your daily life in an exciting and interactive session with Lady Counselor Mercy Ajimai on Daily Capsule.
Hello there, thank you for staying with us for that quick break. And my guest for today, I'm sure you'd love her story. She started her life as a hawker. Yes, she started selling water on the streets, but today she owns an organization that is into community water projects, borehole drilling, water treatment consultancy, water treatment training, and a whole lot about water. Today we have the honor of Madam Victoria Naashika Quaye, the founder and CEO of Naaviq Company Limited. And she was the ambassador for clean water and sanitation for the UN Ghana Youth Chapter. We are thrilled to have her, and she's going to tell us more about how her journey moved from the street to owning such a big organization and with such international recognition. You are very much welcome.
Thank you
Madam
so much,
Victoria.
Esther, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for, I know you're very busy, and
Small.
particularly today, and so I'm
Yeah.
so grateful that you
Yeah.
could make it. Can you take us back those days on the street? How was life like on the street?
Well, for some people, they will say, oh, it's normal. I'm supporting my parents, or I'm just doing it, to support myself. Just go on the streets, sell your water. I started with the one in the bucket.
Oh, penny
Yes.
penny. Way back.
Before penny de penny. Penny de penny is the
the one with the cup?
Yes, the one
Wow.
in the cup with the ice blocks. But what my mom was doing then was that, those days we had this mascatella in this bottle, so she would put some drops in the bucket with the cubes, and then I was very young. I think I started like 5, 6, 7 years.
Wow.
Yes, and then we started with the rubber. So in fact, our home became like the place where if you want to buy nice water, you should come to,
Exactly.
because of some of the tricks my mom was using, So that was it. That was it. The streets, for me, I believe it's by the special grace of God, because you hear stories about people on the streets, what they go through and all that. I didn't go through that. Probably God was saving me for a greater purpose. I have no idea. Well, I can say yes. Yes. So the street wasn't friendly. It's sunny. I'm a fair person. Your skin will go dark. And you make some friends on the streets. So, and I think for me too, I was particular about who I was and also who I talk to, who I associate myself. As young as I was, I think, but it wasn't like that. It's just that I was afraid of my mom. Yeah, she would give me some lashes.
Oh,
that
yes.
time, so
That the mommy thing.
oh yes, she was a serious soldier.
Then I'm thinking that it's informed your formulation of Naaviq Company, knowing that you're still within the water, business. What was the turning point that moved you? I mean, from there, obviously you went to school and had other lives.
Yeah.
But what was that turning point that birthed Naaviq and the wonderful work that you're doing?
This is a very good question. So, just like you said, I did a lot of things. I got married, had kids, life was okay and all that. I had my own challenges, which I'm not shy to talk about because that's my story. And I talk about it for people to understand that every human being walking on earth, there's a greater purpose and there's a higher power you need to listen to. There's a higher power you need to attach yourself to, which is God. At the point where I got divorced after 12 years of marriage, brought my kids to my mom's house, I didn't know how to start life again. So I said, okay, we were in a very small room, single room with 3 kids then. So I said, okay, that was 2015. What do I do? Sell bags, sell wigs. And I just had this moment where I said, God, do you remember that we had a conversation, which was, if you take me from this place, safe and sound, take me from glory to glory and never make me look back and go to where was killing me and I nearly forgot who you are because I only have you. You are my plan A to Z. I don't have any other person. So, and I was home one day and the gentleman came to me and said, Oh, Madam Pan, I said that time, who was a company, money pay yes, Jume. Now one okite Juma no. Like you are the main, you are the soul of the company, you are the soul of the whole thing. I said, of course. Even my name is still even in that organization. So why not? So I prayed about it. I had my own moments with God, reflect, spoke. And do you know what is interesting about God? God will not send you manners from heaven. You know that. God will use people to answer your prayers. Sometimes it will come through somebody telling you an advice or advising you, telling you their backstory. It will just come in a conversation. And when it click like this, it's like your aha moment. Yeah, that's it. You know, so I had a couple of people doing that. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, let me start. Let me start something. I never in my life thought of owning my own company.
Whoa.
When I was growing, I wanted to be a mother, a wife, caring wife, you know, the woman behind the man supporting his business. That is me in my life, no. That was it. But for me to be the front leader, no, that wasn't the plan. When they came to me and the whole thing started, I said, okay. I called my brothers, like, listen, this is what I want to do. Exactly. This is what I have now. So how can you help me? They were in abroad. And they sent, I remember totally it was like 2,400 cedis in 2016. Wow. And I started.
So how did you start?
So the energy I was using in the other company, I used the same energy, which was, those days I was pregnant with my first. I was schooling at the same time at GIJ. I was working from, if you know GIJ where it was before at cantonment, I was working from the police headquarters, pregnant, carrying 5 liters of water left and right, and I'll take it to GIJ, go and market it. So I used the same energy. Even after having my child, he was 6 months then, now he's 20. He was 6 months then. I was carrying him in a baby carrier and then still holding, you know, the water, still marketing in the area. So as a matter of fact, my first clients that started buying water from me 20 years ago were my lecturers, you know, some of the students, and I was on them, marketing, going to house. So why not? I started using the same energy. Calling friends, calling people. This is what I do. Then I said, okay, let me switch it up a little bit. Because that's it. What else? I started learning. You see, when God gives you the vision, don't be lazy. Okay. You need to go into details. What's the vision? You understand? Go into details and see what else is in there. If God is giving you the ball, it means there are other sparkles in there. It's not just the ball. God will not just give you a ball. Come on, He's the God of everything. He's God of riches, God of wealth, God of you name it. So when He gives you the ball,
wisdom and knowledge.
Thank you. So you pray for wisdom, you pray for knowledge. So that's what I did. I went into details. Okay, I want to know the technicalities of water. I want to know what the whole thing is about. So that's how come after doing production of water, we were doing boreholes. So when we come on the field, I love to pray. That's the first thing I'll do. God show us where the water table is. So that because you created heaven and earth, there is nowhere I have drilled that I never found water. The most difficult places.
Wow.
Oh yes, I'll get water.
Wow.
Yes, so when we do that, we do the survey and we check where the water is and then we take it up there. So you see from that, then I went to the community water projects and water treatment. So just basically technicalities of water.
Wow. This is simply amazing.
Thank you.
I know there are more juice for us to take from you. So being the ambassador, previously, of clean water, what are some of the myths about clean water you would love to address now that you have the opportunity to talk to a lot of people? I know you've spoken a lot, but probably there's somebody who is still carrying some of those myths about clean water, especially now that, we have our galamsey issues and a lot going on. Are there some myths about clean water you would love to clarify for people to hear?
Yes, if you drill a borehole, don't drink it direct. You still need to find a way to filter it, either by using just ordinary filters. before you drink it. Don't drink raw borehole because it is going through some sort of particles, some sort of formation before it will come out. And when it does that, maybe there are bacteria, there are some things. Use the filter and also use the UV. Then before you drink, you know, the borehole. People think that Galamsey is at the Western and those places, but let me tell you something. It's going underneath. The water is going underneath. The chemicals are going underneath. And like I mentioned to you before, if we want to locate where the water table is, we do a survey. So it runs. The world is full of water. If you mess this water up, it will come and meet you. If you mess it up in the north, it will meet you at the south.
Wow.
Because it works. It works. It's the same water table that, you know, I can drill here, I will use the same water table system and I can get it in the north. So it works. So let's not think that it's only happening somewhere. It's going to affect all or everywhere.
Is there a home tip? Now that you've made us aware of the risks that every one of us is, because our water source from Wager and the rest, recently I saw it was really appalling.
Yeah.
Are there some home tricks and tips, homemade items we can use to purify the water we get before we drink it?
Yes, we do have some couple in town, like the mini RO system, maybe 50 liters or 100 liters RO system. You can just fix under your sink that your source of water will just go through before you drink it. But I will just give you the simple one. If you have a borehole, don't just focus on just the borehole. Let's also look at the rain harvest system. Rain harvest system, either you can connect a rain gutter back to the borehole, it will mix the water, and so when it comes out, you need to use filters. Don't just use filters and UV, so that to kill the particles. Even with your Ghana water, you can also use filters and the UV. What they call rain harvest. Let's practice. When you go to Kenya, some of the East African countries, they really practice a lot of rain harvest system. Let's start practicing that now. In fact, for Naaviq, that is our program for 2025 by the grace of God.
Wow.
God willing, that's what we are going to focus on. We are going to train people on rain harvest. We're going to educate people on rain harvest because we are relying so much on the government. We are relying so much on our own strength by drilling boreholes. Let me tell you, there are some boreholes when you drill, you cannot use the water.
Exactly.
Like the TDS is so high. When you even call, I even call some of my Indian partners that this is the result I had. They say, no, this water is not good. It's not good. We can't, you know. And if you want to even treat it, you spend a lot of money.
Exactly.
There are some boreholes you need about even 50 to 60,000 to drill it.
Wow.
Yes, some areas, some almost 100,000.
Wow.
Because of the type of the formation that. So if you are able to, you know, this is the rainy season, and you have a system in place, like your rain gutters going to a particular tank, you know, it's going to save you a lot. Sometimes 3 days we do get rainfall.
Exactly.
Oh, tank very fast.
Exactly.
You know, what time? It will just be full. And then let's not just go ahead and use chlorine. Oh, you saw where they're chlorine? No, we have to be very careful of what we are taking in and also using on our system. Honestly, I don't even remember the last time I drank tap water. Sorry, I just think that is funny. But if you have water in your tank, please make sure the water is already tested at the lab. And the best place I mentioned is the CSIR, because I work with them a lot, yes. You can also go to Ghana Water and some few private entities that do test water. Take it there. Make sure the water you have, you've tested it. Then you can know the solution. People just get up and they say, oh, me too borehole, I'm coming to do the treatment. No, you kill yourself. There are so many things in water that we don't see with our eyes. So it's important that you test the water, and then when it comes to Naaviq, we'll customize the solution for you.
You know, what you want to do in 2025 is really going to be a solution for farmers, because here in Ghana, the old system is what we wait for the rain to fall, and then if it doesn't, we don't have any other means of water conserved for us and agriculture contributes greatly to our GDP. So I'm sure that what you're coming to do is really going to help Ghana to grow much further and increasing your impact in Ghana.
Very, very, very necessary.
So how do you balance your business goals, wanting to provide clean water and then against or complementing it with training the youth on how to treat water for everyone to have clean water? How does that work with your business goals?
The training aspect is one of, I feel like that's my purpose. It's my passion.
Wow.
So when you travel to these rural areas, when you go, what do you see there? You see this youth. Now, most of them, they are here.
Yeah. Migration.
If it's not Accra, they are in Kumasi, the major cities. When you go there, you see a lot of teenage pregnancies. I recently brought a young girl to come and live with me. I wanted her to be my nanny. She's just 14 and she already has a child of 3 years.
Whoa.
So these things are very sickening. It's like beautiful, fair, nice girl, but you have a child of 3 years.
At 14?
14. So that should tell you what is going on there. The way they see life is very different. Now the attention is on men. Should give them money, men should give them money. You understand? But we are not, I think the focus is too much in the cities to take care of the people in the cities. We are not going to the rural areas to give them the education.
The real issues are.
Exactly, give them the education, give them the skills. Maybe some people are doing it, or maybe the government is doing it. I don't have much information on that. But the issue is, that is why I want to do this training. I want to collaborate. I've done some before, and by the special grace of God, some are really working in the huge companies like Promasidor, and some few places. Some they have their own pure water companies that they are. Yes.
So what goes into the training?
So we train people, and forgive me if I'm going to be biased, because I like to train women more. Because think about it, who goes to the streams to bring water to the family?
It's the women.
Thank you. So we train people on the submersible pumps, the surface pump. Submersible pump is the one that goes into the boreholes. Surface pump, electrical and plumbing works. The Koyo machine is the one that the pure water machine, the Koyo machine. The reverse osmosis types of water, how to treat it, iron, manganese, hard water, salt water, and all that. Yes. So that's what we train people on. And let me tell you this. Whatever product you see around you uses treated water before it is produced. Whatever product you see, makeup, hair, clothes, textiles, whatever, they use treated water. So that should tell you that when people have these skills, the 100% assurance that they will get jobs is there. And also, we do get, even as I speak to you, we have some of our people in Liberia now that they've been employed, and they are making some good money. So
well done.
We do get, because we set people up for pure water companies, water consultancy. So we set people up. We set some few up in Liberia, Togo. So the demand for trained people like that.
To work with.
Yes. Amazing. And the training is actually my way of giving back to the society too.
That means you don't charge?
No. But you pay for only the tools. Yeah.
Wow. That's really amazing.
Thank you.
Well done. You started with, almost nothing. What advice would you give to someone wishing to start life afresh, either from university or have been through some hurdles like personally you've shared, and want to start, probably have limited resources? What would you tell such a person?
Number one, be authentic. Stop copying. A lot of people are copying. Sometimes it's really annoying, but stop copying. Be authentic. I think first of all, before you start, fresh from the university, you need to pray about what you want to do. But I fasted and prayed for 14 days.
Oh.
Yes. And I was waiting on God.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting manna to come. Me waiting on God, people, like I told you before,
Exactly.
yes. So pray, very important. You need to pray about it. Pray about it. And God answers prayers. Just open your eyes and ears. It might come through even a social media comment, anything you will not know. So pray about it. And when you get the vision, my daughter, she's 16 now. She has a vision and she knows what she wants to do now. You understand? 16.
Wow.
Yes. So
because she has a mom mentor to look up to.
Well, I think so. I think she's like, no, mommy, I want to be like you. Like she, at the age of 13, she had planned,
wow,
all those things. She even Googled the school she wants to go in China. She's done
to help her vision.
Yes.
Wow.
So even if it changes, this girl, I see her consistency, like what she wants. So I'm just saying that you are even out of the university, don't wait. Don't sit down and say, I'm waiting for Wafabi to come and help you. God has already given you the vision. You need to just move from the crowd and then be on your own and listen. And pray to God and listen to what He's telling you. You understand? When you get it, now be consistent with it and be genuine. Be genuine. Be consistent, be genuine, be very disciplined.
Wow.
Very important. Because if I wasn't doing a good job, nobody's going to recommend me to it, but to the extent of traveling abroad, the Europe, the America, nobody's going to. And all the places I go, it's not like I chase them or anything. It's based on recommendation. That it was through a recommendation that I'm here today. You understand? What if I did,
something good for them
you go on
to
Instagram and I'm showing some part of my body. Do you think they will call me for this interview? No. Exactly. Don't let anyone push you to do something that you are not meant for. We've all been there before. We've had situations where you're like, oh, I should do hookup, or I should do this, I should do that. But I'm not going to do anything that will embarrass the God I serve. It's as simple as that. What is God telling you?
Wow. I am really enjoying this conversation. And I see that this woman is a woman of faith. And in fact, your life is in the hands of God. So whatever you're doing, if God is not in it, like Madam Victoria rightly said, it cannot go well. Be genuine, don't copy. Be diligent, be disciplined. We're going to come back deeper into this story right after this break. Don't go anywhere. This show is proudly brought to us by Alpha Park Natural Mineral Water. It's refreshing, full of life. Sanji Global, our location partner. Joyce Love Wigs and Beauty Avenue for my beautiful makeup and wig and my beautiful outfits from Grandeur Couture. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Join us every Friday at 5:30 p.m. at Grace Mountain's Supernatural Arena for an unforgettable evening of praise, worship, and divine encounter. Experience the supernatural presence of God and transform your life. Bring your friend, bring your faith, and get ready for a life-changing experience. We look forward to worshiping with you in spirit and truth. Every Friday, 5:30 p.m., Grace Mountain, the Supernatural Arena. See you there.
I need your favorite Alpha Pack.
Put a smile on your family's face this Christmas with Alpha Pack Mineral Water. Drink clean and healthy water this season. And it's easy on your pocket too. Alpha Pack. Refreshing.
Thank you so much for staying with us for that quick break. This is the Entrepreneur Show, and we are still here with Madam Victoria Naashika Quaye. the founder and CEO of Naaviq Company Limited. Please, let's continue with her story. Madam Victoria, thank you so much for the wonderful insights you are sharing with us. Can you share an inspiring success that you believe your impact, a success story from the trainings, your business, that is making an impact that makes you feel good as an entrepreneur and owner of Naaviq Company?
I believe that would be the community water projects.
Okay.
You know, that and the training. Okay. When sometimes it's quite challenging, especially with the community water projects, because you go there, when you think you belong to a political party or something, but you go to a place about maybe 800 people, 500, 2,000, and these people walk miles to go and get water. Although your work was sponsored, but when you go there and you are able to locate good water and you provide them with water, with tanks, with faucet points, you know, and all that.
Making life easier.
Making life easier for them, the joy, the dance. In fact, I do have a lot of godchildren everywhere. Everywhere I go, I've got people named their children after me. Yes,
you've
yes,
brought
exactly.
relief to them.
Because they've had people come and they're like, oh, or me, I had the O2 you know, and all that. When we go, we've had situations like that, and the joy. You see, when somebody is happy, water is life. When you give life to someone, the joy alone and the blessings that they
rain on you,
that's so fulfilling. That is so. If I still have images and videos in my head, people dancing because there's water, you know, and all that, and the training too as well. Through me, somebody was able to be employed. I had to sign documents for the person to be employed. Like, now God, I remember. That is why it did not let me die. Yeah.
No matter the challenges you've been through.
Because I've had it about 3-4 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You are in a male-dominated industry. What are some of the challenges you faced so far, especially when you started?
It was difficult, very difficult, because you're like, well, you go to some places and the guys will be like, there are some men that do have stereotype issues. You know, you're like, I'm looking for your boss, and my field manager will say, that's our boss. Yes. And so, what was the name? One guy in Accra, he was calling me woman. Woman, you know, like, why are you calling me that? Woman. Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit of stereotype issues, but that was when I was starting. But for now, you go to a place where boreholes are expensive, water treatments are expensive, it's not a joke. And you do what you think you've done, and the client will come and say, I don't want it this way. Take all the tiles off. You can't complain, you need to go in. You do. So satisfying customers is a huge challenge. But we do, yes, you do.
So
we do our best.
what has kept you going despite the challenges you faced?
Because I'm ready to serve you. My aim is to give you the solution that you deserve. So that's it. If I drill for you and you can't treat the water, it becomes a nightmare for me. Because that's a waboka. And it's hard, yes.
Exactly.
So for me, working is like I'm putting my heart into what I'm doing. It's not just for the money, but my heart is in it. And I get disappointed sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How have you managed your time such that business is thriving and it looks like you're making good impact on your children as well? How do you manage your time between business and family?
I want to say this to those who are watching. You are capable of doing it all, but do it one step at a time. I was a stay-at-home mom for years. So my children have this, they are not perfect. Hell, they are not perfect. But they have the foundation of, at a point, they all three had to start cooking at the age of 10 years.
Wow.
Because I told them, Mom is not going to be available.
All the time.
All the time. So they all know how to cook, bake, fry.
Wow.
And you have to let them have this kind of activities as well. Train them in a godly way. I was trained in a godly way. So that is the savior. That's like,
Is there a particular software or tool you use in managing your time? Because sometimes you are at work and, oh, sweetheart, I'm coming home. And then a client will call. How do you manage
No matter
that?
what, I'm a mom first. I'm a mom before a CEO.
Wow.
Say me fear she has a mapper. CEO need to ever call. But my generation, they will carry what I'm teaching them.
Exactly.
You understand? So no matter what, I'm a mom first. I can go on the field 1 month, I'm not home. Yes, but I make sure I'm consistent with communication. Thank God for, digitalization or whatever we call it. Internet is there, video calls. I'm a mom first. Evenings calls, morning calls, check-in, and all that. So my kids can actually live without me, but they still feel my presence there.
Wow.
I still discipline them on phone. I traveled to the US 6 months, I'm not home.
Wow.
They still feel my presence. Yeah. And interestingly, and I would say I thank God for that, because if I'm not there, they become like a glue stuck. Like, they are so, and I didn't realize it until one of my sisters told me that when you're not around, your kids are even closer together.
Wow. Are there moments you regretted being an entrepreneur?
Yes, so many times.
Can you share
Oh,
some?
so many times. It's not a bed of roses. It's not full of bed of roses. It's not. So many times. I remember one time, I'm like, who sent me? And my mom, she's my inspiration. She's my rock. She looked at me and said, she said it in Ghana. She said,
Don't forget the reason why you started. Oh, the purpose.
Thank you. Don't forget. You prayed. God has given you the opportunity. Challenges will come, but it goes. God is always backing you up. And you want to give up as a human being. Don't forget why you started.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you practice your journalism career?
In a way, I think so. You know what they say? Once a journalist, always a journalist. In a way, I think so.
I'm sure that's why I'm enjoying this conversation.
In a way, yes.
And so how has that communication ability and skills affected or impacted your business?
So I even have a partner, and a partner said, me, I'm the numbers person, and you are the documents person. So it trained me into, when you go to GIJ, before you do the elective, you do all the we do research, political science, marketing, advertising, and all that. So I think in a way, it's really trained my mind, on how to handle situations and what to do.
Amazing. What have you sacrificed for your entrepreneurial aspirations?
My freedom.
Oh.
You must be like 1,000 times a crazy person. Yeah. You need to be bold, you need to be wild, you need to be firm, you need to make decisions just like that. Some will hate you, some will like you. You need to be crazy, like sometimes really mad on the streets, like practically go naked because you're a business person. It's so my freedom, my time, my sleep, my love life, everything.
Wow. How are you coping in this current economic situation as an entrepreneur?
Wow, it's tough because a couple of years ago, drilling a borehole was 7,000. Now it's 19,000.
Wow.
Yes, though people are still drilling, but it's tough on them. It's very tough on them. We are just hoping that it will get better. But it's all for the purpose. If it's high, it's for a greater purpose. If it is low, it's for a greater purpose.
What's the future for Naaviq?
In the next 5 years or less, I want Naaviq to be everywhere in the 16 regions.
Wow.
That we've been able to train over 100 youth not region, districts.
Wow.
Train people. So the next 5 years, I want to see about 5,000, 10,000 people trained by Naaviq to have skills with the help of God, with the help of the government, with the help of individuals. This is what I want to see. I want Naaviq to be a one-stop shop for all your water solutions.
You know, Africa is projected to be like twice our population by, I believe, 2051. And Africa so far is the youngest continent in the world. One of the sectors that pulls us up or helps us is agriculture. And no one can do agriculture without water. If an investor is watching you now and wants you to pitch towards your solution to the agricultural space, what would you say?
In as much as you have acres of land, you need to look at having or creating your own dam for irrigation purposes. Your own dam. You shouldn't just solely rely on drilling a borehole or just the rain harvest. All these things can go into a mini dam so that it can support, your whatever you're planting. Yeah. So that I was discussing this question. I was discussing the solution with someone.
Wow.
I think last week. Yeah.
Wow.
So creating your own mini. Some people were doing it before. Just make sure that you protect the dam. Otherwise, the community, the people there, they will just come and dump stuff in it. Just make sure the borehole water, the rain, everything goes into that dam, and have a treatment system that will just distribute, the water, because it's whatever you're planting. I'm sure we're going to eat.
Exactly.
Yes, so you need to protect the water as well.
Exactly. There are a lot of people watching you now. Some entrepreneurs, some aspiring entrepreneurs, some they just love the business space. What word of advice would you give to people watching you, considering your experience, your past experience, the challenges you've been through, and how you've been able to pull through to where you are? What would be your advice? You can share some of your principles that has worked for you, or what do you think can help somebody that is watching you pick themselves up, especially those who may be down right now?
You can't have the full package in one day. You can't have the all solutions, when you start 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, you can't. The vision is so big, so you need to integrate it. Like you can't have everything achieved at a goal. Yes, at a goal. The challenges will come. So when the challenges come, it's building you up for the next step. Accept it. Your mindset is the most powerful tool for you to do business, no matter where you are. Accept it, work on it, grow on it, and then move to the next stage. Keep the spirit positive. Be consistent with the vision and the focus. Sometimes we lose focus a lot. Don't forget to keep focus.
It has been an amazing conversation with you. I wish I could continue because you are so deep. There's more we can tap from you, but I'm sure we'll have an opportunity for us to meet you again to talk more about what goes into your training, and probably somebody watching. If somebody wants to reach you for some of your training, can they call you?
Yes, they can call me, and they can go on all my social media handles. It's all Victoria Naashika Quaye. Facebook, Victoria Naashika Quaye. Instagram, I believe is Naashika_GH, or just type Victoria Naashika Quaye. LinkedIn, Victoria Naashika Quaye. Am I missing something? Just Google Victoria Naashika Quaye, actually, to give you a lot of information about. Yes, and also my social media handles. Yes, so we are planning 2025, by the special grace of God, to have a different session of trainings. The youth is our future. We don't want to mess up. We want to train, we want to educate our kids that the future is too bright. Let's not look at what is happening now. If you have a skill, and by the grace of God, you go somewhere. Look, do you know how many pure water companies are in Ghana? Do we have in Ghana? In Accra, in every region. They need people to work for. We get calls from even neighboring countries, you know. So the youth, please don't limit your mind to fast money. What do you call it? The boys, fraud, the girls, hookup. Please don't limit yourself. You are embarrassing God. Don't do that. God has planted. You think I'm no special human being? No, I'm just like you. So whatever you are seeing now is also in you, because God. His breath is in you. Exactly. So you are bigger, you are greater. So please don't limit yourself to just M, money and men. Don't limit yourself to
get
just
a skill.
That. Yes, get a skill.
Provide value.
Love God, provide value on yourself, and live a purposeful life.
Wow, Madam Victoria, I can't have enough of you. Thank you so much for sharing. Pouring your heart out there for our viewers and seeking to make more impact, even though you've made a lot so far. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And to our wonderful viewers, I believe you've picked some nuggets from this conversation. Don't sit on it. Like Madam Victoria rightly said, be true to the goal, the purpose, the vision. Be genuine. Whatever you want to do, pray over it. When you have the direction, follow through. Open your eyes. It can come from conversations, social media comments, can come from dreams, wherever it is going to come from. Just believe that God will speak to you, and then you'll get there. This has been The Entrepreneur. I am Esther Dichumwa, your host. This show is proudly brought to us by Alpha Park Natural Mineral Water. It is refreshing. It is full of life. Sanji Global, our location partner. Joyce Lab Wigs and Beauty Avenue for my beautiful makeup and wig, and to Grandeur Couture for my wonderful outfit. We will be back again with wonderful stories like this to fuel your entrepreneurial aspirations. Please do stay with us. Thank you.